Andrew and Brian and their friends Leslie and Pete are building their dream villa in Crete. But Brian has received a fax informing him of increased costs on his giant picture window, and it looks as though he won't be able to have it.
This has wrecked the project as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think? Do I look good in orange?
Give us a twirl.
And to add insult to injury, Andrew has found a job as a holiday rep, while Brian still has no work.
It's a bit of a culture shock for me because for years I've sort of been the main breadwinner. Hello, John.
He does, however, finally sum up the courage to call the window company and agree a compromise on costs. And his spirits are lifted.
Yes. Done, everything sorted. It's absolutely brilliant.
For the first time since work started 4 months ago, Brian and Andrew's dream house on the northwest coast of Crete is starting to look like a home.
We have a front door into the kitchen. I think this is great. We're going to have to wreck this door though because we're putting a cat flap in.
I don't see how you can put cat flap in there.
I'll find a way.
With the first batch of doors, windows and shutters fitted on schedule, it looks as though they'll be able to move in on time in the next few weeks.
The shutters, a pair of doors like that are in the second bedroom, and all we're waiting now is for the big picture window to arrive, and
That's us complete then.
our house is complete-ish.
The house is in a prominent position with a glorious view over Suda Bay. And although they're delighted with it, it's turning out to be bigger and more expensive than they had expected. They already owe another £6,000 for extra concrete. Andrew has already found work as a holiday rep during the forthcoming tourist season. But Brian needs to earn money too if they're going to have enough to live on. And he has so far failed totally in his search for a suitable job. So now he's forced to try his hand at an unsuitable one because his lack of Greek severely limits his options.
Right.
Okay.
The beginning of the season is approaching, and maintenance work on the many local holiday villas is at full tilt. So Stamatis has agreed to give Brian a chance at a spot of pool maintenance.
It's the first clean.
Ah,
Okay, but slowly.
slowly.
It's boring work, but will earn him €20 for each properly cleaned pool. An experienced local could get 5 or 6 pools like this cleaned in a day and still have time for a generous siesta.
In other places I've been to, they've had a robot. You just put it in the bottom, it goes round cleaning itself. But this is going to take hours.
What are you doing? A lot of time.
Well, give us a chance, mate. It's my first pool I'm trying. I'm doing my best. This is the speed I'm working at, okay?
I come back in half an hour because we have one pool more to do.
I'm not going to get it finished in half an hour.
Because we have one other pool too. Okay?
Yeah, right.
2 hours later, and on his second pool, Brian decides to adopt a new approach. If he can move all the dirt to one side of the pool, he might be able to hoover it up twice as fast.
This is very slippery. And I don't think I should be doing this.
Eventually, though, despite his ingenious labour-saving plan, he comes to the conclusion he's not cut out for pool maintenance and decides to throw in the towel.
I'm hating every minute of this job. And if he comes and shouts at me, he'll get this broom in a place that's never seen the sun.
The following day, and Brian has given up trying to earn money and is hoping to do what he does best: spend it.
The one thing we've got to do today, Andrew, we've got to get a car.
Got to get this car business sorted out. So the car hire finishes on Saturday. And if you think about it, what we've spent so far, that's a quarter of what we're spending on a car anyway.
4 wheels, yeah.
Since they moved to Crete, they've been spending a small fortune on hiring a car, and now they've decided they really must grab the nettle and buy one. So they set off for the outskirts of Chania, where an entire strip of car dealers, both new and second-hand, awaits them.
Oh dear, it's the most ridiculous thing on 4 wheels. Now this I could probably get enthusiastic about.
No, absolutely not.
Because Crete is an island and situated a day's sailing from the mainland, the cost of new cars is very high.
I draw the line at a
three-wheeler.
ridiculous thing like that. No.
The locals therefore tend to hang on to their cars, so second-hand cars are relatively scarce and they don't come cheap.
12 years old.
I mean, who would buy a 12-year-old car in England for?
1995.
Well, you'd never pay £2,000 for a 12-year-old car in England unless it was a Rolls Royce.
I've seen worse looking 12-year-old cars. If we've got to start with something, we might as well start with something we know.
Can you see
This
how many
seems to be the
miles?
best buy so far, and Andrew is particularly drawn to it because it's an older model of the car he owned in England.
Well, it's a possible.
They agree not to do anything hasty, but to go home and think it over.
We looked at.
In the meantime, Brian has been sent back out to work. He's reluctantly offered his services to his neighbour and fellow expat, Jerry, to help with a bit of decorating.
So what did you actually do back in the UK then?
Well, I was really a marketing manager.
Was you?
Yeah.
Right. When you had your own house in the UK, what was your DIY skills like? Was you a sort of hands-on person doing it yourself?
I didn't have the time, that was the point. As you progress in life,
That's it.
became so busy, I had to pay people to do work.
To come in and do it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. But you think you could be more of a hands-on here?
I think it's a question of really having to, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
So you've got to earn a crust?
yeah, needs must. Well, I found something I can do without making myself a complete fool.
But sadly, Jerry doesn't see Brian's future in decorating, and his day's trial does not lead to more work. So, the following day, Brian is dispatched down to their local village of Plaka and told not to return until he's found a job. This is Taki's Bar, a popular watering hole for locals and expats alike. And today, rather unusually, Brian is to be found behind the bar.
Hello. You're at the quiz. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
That's most unfortunate, Brian. I didn't realise you was working here. But
Yes, I am.
somewhere
I'm your
else.
waiter for the afternoon. What can I get you?
We've been sitting here for 3¼ hours. You realise that?
I've only just come on duty. Don't be difficult. Right.
Could we have
Yeah.
3 egg omelettes, 2 beans on toast, a bacon sandwich with the rind cut off,
3 egg omelettes. 2 bacon.
Faster.
2 bacon.
You're only here for a fortnight. 2 Nescafes. And can you not put your thumb in the cup when you bring it out? Because I noticed that you tend to put your thumbs in as much.
I'll dance the Highland Fling if you like.
And don't give up your day job, Brian.
You'll be surprised.
Thank you.
Andrew, meanwhile, has decided he'll definitely go for the car they saw a couple of days earlier. This 12-year-old beauty is just £2,000, and he couldn't be more delighted. Even though this is exactly what he got when he sold his much younger model of the car back in the UK.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I don't know how to say it in English. Good driving.
Thank you very much. No, I think it's a good little car. Brian's got a job, so I think things are finally on the up. You know, the weather's glorious. I can't wait to get in it and drive off now.
Word has quickly spread amongst the expats about Brian's new job, and more have turned out to enjoy the spectacle.
3 Nescafes.
Jerry, for instance, clearly wouldn't have missed this for the world.
What do you like?
Can I have a glass of water, please?
You can indeed. I've only got one pair of hands, though. Okay, just be patient, otherwise it'll be in your lap. All right? Okay.
Thank you.
Just a minute, Brian, I'll ring the rest out. Wait a minute.
Andrew, meanwhile, is thrilled with his new acquisition. He particularly will need a car because he'll be doing a lot of driving to and from the resorts when he starts work as a travel rep in a few weeks' time.
Car, alas. I'm going to hand this one back. This is actually mine, or I should say ours, actually. It's ours. Happy boy now. Happy boy.
Even tougher than the English customers are the locals. And so far, Brian has made no effort whatsoever to learn Greek.
What would you like? A whiskey?
Coffee, please.
Black? Or white? Greek coffee? Yeah?
Keto caffè ελληνικό. Black.
Coffee black. Anything? No, let's go there.
Go con.
Waiter.
Overall, I thought this was going to be a little quiet job in a quiet bar, but it's hell. It's, oh my God, hang on. That's one black Greek coffee. The English out there, well, 2 of them are taking a mickey, which is going to happen anyway, so it's not really going to work at all. They're off the Christmas card list. At least give us a chance. Right, your crackers, madam. Okay, I'll go and change that.
Vodka. Εσύ Nescafé.
Yes.
Γιατί. Vodka εγώ.
What do you want?
Vodka.
Water?
Vodka.
Vodka? I thought you asked for a black
Εσύ
coffee.
Nescafé. Γιατί.
A vodka.
Vodka. Oh, no. Whiskey.
For Brian, the prospect of doing this for €8 an hour, day in, day out, is rapidly losing its appeal.
I mean, it has turned into a nightmare. If I could go now, I would do, but I've given my word and I'll stay until 7 o'clock. Then you won't see me for dust. I'm not coming back here. I'll be on the other side of the bar.
By that evening, Brian is once more without work. And worse still, he's totally run out of options. But then, there's a development back home in England which could dramatically transform Brian and Andrew's financial fortunes. Over the last year, Brian has been in dispute with a previous employer over loss of earnings. Now he's been asked to make a flying visit back to Coventry to attend the small claims court, which should resolve the issue one way or another. According to his solicitor, if Brian wins the case, he'll be £8,000 better off.
Yeah, okay, so you understand the facts? You've got it? Yep. It's clear. We'll meet in Coventry on Sunday night. Okay, we'll sort that out then and go through it because it's a big day on Monday.
Brian's case is very important to both of us for the obvious reason that if successful, it will give us a huge financial lift. When I say huge, it's in relative terms because clearly it could be classed as not being a large amount, that's why it's going through the small claims, but at this moment in time, that money would be very useful to the pair of us here to offlay some of the excess expense we've had in other directions.
Whatever happens, if I get the money, then, okay, we can steam, and it takes an awful lot of pressure off Andrew and myself.
At this stage in the project, the last thing Brian wants to do is to take his eye off building work and go back to England. But he's only too aware that if he can return next week £8,000 better off, their dream house could be successfully completed without any more financial heartache. In a few days' time, Brian must return to England for a court case to resolve a dispute with a previous employer, which could leave him £8,000 better off. The trip's a financial gamble. It's costing them several £100s from their precious savings, and if Brian loses the case, this will be wasted money.
500 and the 5. You want the 5? No? Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Still like that shot.
They both want the hearing to go well and think Brian might not make the best impression wearing glasses held together with sticky tape.
No, definitely not. So not.
Oh, they're okay.
You look all right. You look smart. Judge will be impressed.
I'm just sort of anxious. Very anxious, actually. I want to get rid of it. I want to get on with my life. And until this is over, I can't move on.
Back at the villa, Andrew's doing his best to reassure Brian about the trip back to
I
England.
think I might take
Brian
this.
is very apprehensive.
I don't fly on my own. I've only done it, once before? And I didn't enjoy it at all.
Treat it as a learning exercise.
Right, okay, lesson over, all right?
Right. The same with packing, because you don't normally do that.
Well, what else shall I pack?
Well, what do you need to wear?
Well, I've got shirt, knickers, a jumper.
Trousers might be useful. I'll give you some clues. Socks?
Yeah. And a shaver. And that's it. It's rather sad, little half-filled bag. You're not listening at all, so
I am listening.
I'll talk to the pillow.
I'm listening to you.
No, I've talked to the pillow.
Can't go without them. Can you? And you can lose that, but you must not lose that.
Okay.
Andrew knows that Brian needs a bit of mothering to help him through these anxious few hours.
You've got to be in the court on is it Monday morning?
Yeah, Monday, 10:15.
Right. You know what you're going to say?
Of course I do.
Right.
All we have to do is to tell the judge as it is.
Well, that's right. But don't lose your temper.
I won't lose my temper, not with him anyway. I'm a cool cat under fire, you know that.
I know. So where's your passport?
It's in the handbag.
Right. Where's your ticket?
In the handbag.
Right. Inhaler?
In the handbag.
So what you're not going to lose?
The handbag.
Good.
I'm not completely incapable, you know. I am what's
You've
called
got
a seasoned
I
traveller.
know, but you've got a lot on your mind, and that's when things tend to get forgotten and missed.
Because the holiday season is not yet underway, there are no direct flights to and from the UK. So the journey home is via Athens and will take most of the day.
Go out of your sight. Okay?
Right.
Andrew's got Brian to the airport hours early, so there's no question of problems over checking in or missed flights.
Everything.
Right. I know what you're like, you'll forget things.
Don't flap.
Well,
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed.
Right,
Right.
come on.
Right.
Drive carefully.
I will. So ring me from Athens.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Despite Brian's misgivings, things are progressing smoothly at the site in his absence. And Andrew appears to be rather enjoying the rest, while his high-maintenance partner is away on his mission.
It's good that he's got home safely. He's not very good travelling on his own. And it was always a big worry that he'd lose something on the way, a bag or a coat or something. But he seems to have managed that part of it all right, so I hope the rest goes equally well. You know, it seems a tough life for me. I'm stuck here on my own in this glorious sunshine, looking after the dogs, the house, and watching over the building plot to make sure everything's going to plan, and he's sort of rushing around back in the hubbub of life in Coventry.
It's the morning of Brian's court case, and along with his close friends Dave and, of course, Pete, he waits anxiously in a local bar opposite the courthouse until his case is called.
I mean, one of the problems that I've had in Crete is finding work. Somebody of my age and also the speciality that I've worked in for years has limited appeal out there. I always knew that. Andrew has a job working for a tour operator, so he's got a 6-month contract, and I do feel somewhat inadequate because we've always been 50-50. It's win or lose. There's no right of appeal. Today, whatever is decided, I will accept.
Along with his friends, Brian makes his way into the court, knowing that the decision of the judge could financially make or break the first year in Crete for him and Andrew. Either way, after the experiences of the past few weeks, it's obviously going to be a problem for Brian to find a suitable job over in Crete, and this will inevitably put them under financial pressure.
It's difficult, really, because he's tried so many things now. You know, he likes to be busy all the time. He doesn't like to sit around doing nothing. And if he doesn't have something to occupy his time, then he'll get very frustrated. But it's a double frustration because we've got the money issue as well.
But Andrew is determined to make the most of this little bit of time on his own.
I'm actually going to have beans, potato, mashed potato and luncheon meat, because Brian actually hates this, so while he's away I will take the opportunity of having some of this. A bit of comfort food, I think. So now I need bin liners as well.
Back in Coventry, the case has been heard. Brian calls Andrew with the news, and it's not as clear-cut as they had hoped.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I'm fine, yeah. Well, it was a bit of a waste of time, 15 minutes in and out. It was to establish who was suing who. I needn't have actually been here. Could have got David or Pete to have stood in on my behalf. Yeah. About 6 months it could take. But we better seriously look for a job for me fast. Yeah. Okay. Love to all. Okay, bye-bye. Right. He's as fed up as I am because we've wasted 4 days and sort of £500 or £600. But I mean, bless him, Andrew has not really said anything except being supportive. But I know from his tone, he's as fed up as I am. And I would love it to have been finished today. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. There's nothing we can do about it. There's no point in getting uptight. So, back to Crete.
In the next programme, Brian and Andrew hit an all-time low.
I just hope to God we haven't made the biggest mistake of our lives.
It's not helped by the fact that they have no running water.
We can't even use the toilets.
And the dogs have eaten their sofa.
Is that you? Oh, yes, it is. Look,
yes.
Guilty look. How many inches or thingies?
And their attempt to provide essential measurements for the window project doesn't inspire the confidence of the UK manufacturer.
Unfortunately, information from Brian and Andrew is scant, sporadic, and not complete.